Savvy Mamas, it's Nakia and welcome to Savvy Mamanista, your go-to place for beauty, home, fashion, and navigating this life we call motherhood. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips on organizing your Christmas decorations. That way next year when everything is pulled out, it will not be a headache for any of us. And we know that's not something we have time for as mothers. So stick around and I'm going to get you hooked up. First thing you want to do is remove all the items that you have from within your house that you decorated with and group like items together. Put your wreaths together that you used around the house, stockings, your Christmas bulbs, your reindeer, any type of holiday decorations, anything that you have multiples of, group those items together. So for example, when I took all my Christmas bulbs down, I grouped my Christmas bulbs by color. So all my gold ones were together, the blue ones, etc. It's going to make it way easier to find them next year because everything will already be together. The next tip that you want to do is put all of your items that you group together inside of a clear bin. Now, the importance of that clear bin is that you get to see what's already inside. And the cool part about it is that when you pull it down, you won't have to wonder, oh, I'm not sure what's in there. Now, if you don't have clear bins, hey, I got you covered with that. One thing I use is a labeler. I actually use my Dymo labeler. Now, this labeler makes it easier. It just prints out. You just type it in here, and it will print out everything that you can possibly want to label when it comes to using opaque bins. So I have a mixture of clear ones and opaque, but each of them have a label of some sort on the top, so that way I can already know the contents without even opening the bin. Your third tip is you want to remove all dated and unused Christmas decor or holiday decor from your holiday stash. And the reason for that is you don't want to store things that you know you're not going to use. We've all had things that we just didn't like that particular holiday season, or you got something better and you decide, okay, this is no longer needed. So what you could do is go ahead and donate it. Or if it happens to be broken, which is something that happens during the holidays, because I do have 2 little boys, then you can go ahead and dispose of it. And there's no need to add that to your holiday collection to get things confused for the following holiday season. The fourth thing I'll do is I use a Christmas tree bag. The Christmas tree bag has been a lifesaver for me. We had a situation where we stored our previous Christmas tree that was artificial as well, not knowing, put it in the shed when we moved to our new home. And unfortunately, the next year when we took it out, elements had gotten to it and we were having to basically dispose of it and buy a new Christmas tree. So getting the proper bag that will protect itself from any type of element is going to be essential, so that way you're not spending unnecessary money the following holiday season. Also, my Christmas tree bag has wheels on it, so it makes it super mobile, and it has extra straps, so if you have to get it from a really conspicuous place within your home, you're able to pick it up with no problem and move it to other locations in your house. Lastly, make sure you know where you are going to place and store all these items in the off season. Meaning, I place my Christmas tree in my house because of, as I shared with you before, we placed it outside in the shed and it was damaged. We've also placed the other items in our house in our attic. Now, one thing I've learned, because again, another life lesson, is don't place things that are not really susceptible to certain weather temperatures. I had some candles that melted because we placed it in the attic. Now, the attic is not air conditioned. So think about some of the things that you're placing in these bins, and should they be stored with the other items that you're going to store for the holiday season. So some things may just be separate. If you have another area of your house, a closet or a drawer or a cabinet that you can place it in out of sight, you'll still be able to access it next year with no issues within the house. That way it's climate controlled and If your kids, and place it out the side of your kids, maybe on a higher shelf if you have really young ones, so that way they don't mess with it. All of those things are key to making sure that you can protect and store your investment. As we all know, with holiday season, it can get expensive, so you don't want to have to rebuy things that you actually do love, because you may not actually find them again. Quick recap: group all items together, so that way you know all my wreaths are together, so I know exactly where to find them. Secondly, use plastic bins. If you have clear ones, great. If you don't, use opaque ones, and make sure you use your labeler. 3, go ahead and declutter and dispose of things that are broken or you know you're not going to use them. So that way you're not storing items just to store them. 4, use a tree bag for artificial things. And lastly, think about the location of where you're going to store your items, so that way they're safe and will not be destroyed when they're out of sight until the next holiday season. Here's a quick snippet of me putting into practice everything I just described earlier. This is my personal Christmas tree. It was so beautiful this year. I chose a light blue as well as some seafoam colors, some white accents with some gold and some green. It was really a awesome Christmas tree to look at. My theme overall was warm and cozy. That's why I had some snowmen with their little hats on their head, and then the decorative boxes that you're seeing at the bottom are fur covered. It was really a wonderful theme. I'm taking all the bulbs off, all of my ribbon off, as well as my picks. As I'm moving on to my fireplace, I have that wonderful garland that I decorated. I'm taking off all those picks in there, as well as including some of the other garlands that were overlaid on top of the pine garland. I have my stockings hanging there, and I have my little truck at the bottom. All of it was really, really fun to have up around the holiday season. Here's our other Christmas tree that we had specifically for our kids. They had a Disney Plus theme. The ornaments included Marvel characters, Lilo and Stitch, Star Wars, and we can't forget the only mouse that I allow in my house, Mickey Mouse. And finally, here are all of my bins, put together, color coordinated, and ready to be stored. They will have their tops with their labels on them, so that way there will be no confusion regarding their contents when they are pulled down for the holiday season, especially the opaque bins that you're seeing now. Those will definitely have labels on them. I hope you find the information I shared with you in this video helpful. We don't want to have a stressful holiday season, especially when it comes to putting up all the holiday decor. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Savvy Mamanista crew. Until next time.